not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, and give no opportunity to the devil. Ephesians 4:26 and 27. Anger in of itself is not sin. In fact, there is such a thing as righteous indignation, where our anger is directed towards evil. But anger, unchecked and unhinged, is sinful. Anger should never consume us. When anger takes control, there's no knowing what destruction it can cause. It can damage the most important things in our life. The relationships we have, like with our spouse, our best friends, our family, can all be affected if it is not resolved. This verse tells us that anger needs to be dealt with before the sun goes down. We should not carry it into the next day. If we delay in making amends with those who have caused us this emotional turmoil, the results may lead to damage that will not be easy to recover from, if at all. Ultimately, anger not dealt with will lead to bitterness, and bitterness, as we all know, will keep us from being effective and useful for God's glory. That's exactly what the devil wants, an opportunity to bring God's children to a point where their testimony is tarnished and no longer useful to God in the advancing of the gospel of Jesus Christ. There is no room for hostility in the Christian life. If we want to glorify God, make it a point to deal with the anger you struggle with as quickly as possible. It's not easy, but the effort you put forth in easing the tension with others will be better than if you don't deal with it at all. God expects us to forgive and restore ourselves to our brothers and sisters in Christ. That's what He did for us. Even though His anger was totally justifiable, He responded with love and forgiveness. He held back His wrath. What will you do? Will you let that anger fester to the point that it manifests itself into hostility? Or will you forgive and love so that God will ultimately be glorified?